Hello and welcome to your cooking class. So we are together going to be cooking my amazing burger recipe. This yields very flavorful, super tender, juicy burger patties from scratch. Very easy to do, not time consuming. So we'll be making burger patties as well as I'm going to be dressing them and topping them. Super delish. And we're going to make some crispy potato wedges. Now, why would you want to make your own potato wedges? You can just buy them from the store, just like the frozen burger patties. Well, you know what? If you're that kind of a person, turn the video off, go to the store, get your crappy frozen hockey puck burger patties and your flavorless, soggy frozen French fries, and then Netflix and chill. The rest of us are going to cook amazing, high quality food that tastes delicious, nourishes our bodies, fills our bellies and our souls, makes us feel good. Okay? So we're going to start with the potato wedges. I'm going to preheat my oven right now for 25. That's going. We just moved into this house a couple months ago. Love it! And I love my oven. Oh my gosh, I love my oven. Our last house, I did not like my oven at all. It was just, I mean, it cooked my food, but I had such a nice oven before, and, well, you know, once you experience nice, it's hard to go back. So I'm just going to start cutting my potatoes. I'm going to cut half, and then I'm going to flip those bad boys over. Depending on how big your potatoes are, you might need to cut them more than once, but I'm just going to basically cut those in half again. You can see I've got these nice little wedges into the bowl. Okay, so depending on how many people you're feeding is, oh wait, then you can't see what I'm doing. That's rude. Okay, depending on how many people you're feeding is how many potatoes you're gonna be doing. So my husband and son and I are potato wedge monsters. We love them. Especially this method of cooking them. We're not putting a crispy coating on them. We are letting the potatoes themselves get nice and crispy. You know, I love cooking so much. It's what I'm so passionate about. Like whenever there's a holiday or a get together, I always get so excited and start immediately planning all the food. Cleaning my house and getting everything else ready and myself. Like, have I showered and gotten dressed? No, because I'm cooking food. This is what I get most pumped about. Is my house clean? I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? They're not even going to notice because they're going to be like faces into the food. These potatoes are really sticking to my knife. I think this will be good. Yeah, I think this will be enough here. So, get the last of this in here. Okay. So, potatoes in the bowl. All right. So our first step is arrowroot powder. Okay, normally I'm like a free pour kind of person, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to measure for all y'all. So I would say, you know, go like, so I did about 4 potatoes, and that gives me, you know, like a good wiggly schwack here. So I'm going to start with a couple tablespoons of arrowroot powder. So you can kind of see here. So we've got 2 tablespoons of arrowroot powder, and I'm just going to toss the bowl so all the fries get nice and coated. Ta-da! Okay, so now I'm going to take about that much oil. So I'm just going to drizzle what I guess to be about 2 tablespoons of oil. You don't want too much arrowroot powder, and you don't want too much oil, otherwise they don't crisp up nice. You want the potato itself to be the crispy part. So again, I'm gonna just toss to coat so everything has a nice even coating of oil and arrowroot. All right, now comes the seasoning. And this is kind of like the choose your own adventure part. So you get to decide how you want to flavor your potato wedges. So I've got about not quite a tablespoon, like let's say that's like maybe about two teaspoons or so. But again, choose your own adventure, man. If you like a lot of seasoning on your fries, go for it. All right, so a couple teaspoons there. I would say for this much, for this, okay, salt is one thing that I do not free pour. I'm gonna go with a teaspoon of salt for about 4 good sized potatoes. By putting them on now, you don't have to salt your fries in the end. And you know, like when you get fries out of the oven and they don't have enough salt on them, and then you put the salt on and it all just falls off anyways. Like, that's no good. That's no good. That's a waste of resources. So now some pepper, again, like whatever you like. I do recommend salting them before you go in the oven, but anything else is up to you. Chili powder, paprika, a single herb like thyme or rosemary or something like that, depending on what you're gonna pair it with, is like, you know, go nuts. So I've got my stuff on there. Again, I'm just gonna toss everything around so it's all really nicely coated. So my potatoes are not like soggy, shiny, sopping wet. They're nice and dryish with an even coating all over. So that's what you're looking for. That's what you want to try and get after. Okay, so now bring my baking sheet over. So now I'm just going to put all of my potatoes onto the sheet. This is like the one tedious, time-consuming part. Like, oh, it's so fast, it'll take you no time at all. Like, but she didn't say we were gonna have to put the potatoes on the baking sheet. So this part, I'm using like an extra large baking sheet because I want my potatoes to have lots of room in between them to crisp up. If you put them too close together, they crowd and then they actually kind of steam each other. Same as if you're trying to get a nice sear on something in a pan. You want to have space in between your pieces of meat or veggies or whatever it is you're searing. You don't want it crowded. Lots of elbow room. Every potato is like, I have a personal bubble. Okay. Ta-da! Look at that OCD potato platter. Okay, so I'm just gonna get these over here. So they'll be ready to go in when the oven is preheated. We're getting there. 343 already. We're shooting for 425. Next, are you a bacon lover? Because I am, and we're gonna put bacon on our burgers. But a little kitchen hack for you. I put my bacon in the oven. It makes the, oh yes, it makes the most delicious bacon. No bacon splatter and grease all over your kitchen. Super easy cleanup. Because what I do is I take my, anyway, so if you have the heavy duty stuff, it will fit over all of your edges. So after you cook your bacon, you just crumple and chop. All right, so that is ready. Let's junk out of the way here. Okay. Some skizzers. Just gonna open up my bacon. Okay, so how much bacon do we need here? Well, how much bacon do you want on your burg? How many burgs are you making? I'm making bacon and burgers. Okay, so let's say everybody wants like a couple slices. Okay, so bacon is all laid out. Honestly, once you make bacon in the oven, you will not make it on the stove again. Just washing my hands. Oh my gosh. Hello! It's like a Mrs. Doubtfire moment. Okay, so these are both ready to go in the oven. Typically I would never cook bacon in the oven at 425. It's a 350 kind of a thing. It loves being at 350. So I'm gonna watch it really closely. But for convenience and cooking at the same time, I'm just throwing it in with the potatoes. So it'll just cook super fast. All right, so those are ready to go in the oven. Next, we're going to go on to the burger patty. Okay, so put the meat aside. This is their family pack, is like the old meat tube. Okay, so this recipe is for about 3 pounds of meat. Okay, this is not quite 3 pounds of meat, but I'm gonna just have at her anyways. So you'll want somewhere between 2 to 3 pounds of mince. Okay, so I've got, this is my 1/3 of a cup, so we're gonna take 1/3 of a cup of oat flour. I know, surprise, oat flour. These are gluten-free burgers. So we're gonna need 1/3 of a cup of, typically I use non-dairy milk. I'm out, so I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet, and I'm gonna make milk out of a little bit of cream with some water. Ghetto! Just kidding, it's called improvisation. Just do a little splash of milk. Skim milk. 1%. 2%. We're going for homo milk. Okay, so there we go. We've got, oh look at that, it's like right at 1/3 of a cup. Okay, so we've got our oat flour. To make oat flour, if you're interested in it, all you do is take some of your oats and you just blend them up in either a food processor or a blender into a fine powder. Boom, done. Okay, so don't ever go and don't buy oat flour. You don't need to do that. Okay, and then about 2 tablespoons of ketchup. That looks good. Okay, then I'm gonna go 1 tablespoon today of Worcestershire sauce. Can you say that? Can you say it? I want to know. Worcestershire? Worcestershire? Worcestershire. Worcestershire. Oh, what do you know? It's gluten-free. Next is our beloved garlic. Can't make anything without the garlic. This is our own homegrown garlic too. Traditionally, Thanksgiving weekend is always garlic planting weekend in this house. Rain or shine, we're planting garlic. Okay, so my garlic clove is like the size of 3. Depending on how much garlic you like, add anywhere from like 1 to 3 cloves. You know what? I would say a good rule of thumb would be like 1 clove of garlic per pound of meat would be my suggestion. So yeah, and our cloves of garlic are massive. That's even probably more than 3 cloves of, like if you buy store-bought garlic. If you buy store-bought garlic, turn this video off, go get your frozen burgers and your frozen fries. I don't want to see you again. I'm just kidding. But maybe I'll do a video on how to grow garlic. Okay, so we've got our, oh, and I need a little salt. I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of salt because of how much meat I have. I have 1.384 kilograms, whatever that is. So I'm gonna go 2 teaspoons of salt. I love to tidy as I go, because then when you're finished cooking, you're finished cleaning. And as the cook, you can actually sit down and enjoy yourself. Okay, so we have our salt, ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, oat flour, some milk, salt and pepper here. And I'm just gonna mix all of this up. So if you were to use breadcrumbs, it would probably thicken up a little bit more. Mine is quite liquidy, you can see. It's okay, don't worry about it. Oh yeah. You know, I think I'm gonna kick it up a notch here. See, the free pour. Just go with it, feel it. Intuit your cooking. It's fun, it's expression. Like the feeling I get from just like having something just like, a little dash of this, oh yeah. It's gonna be so good. Okay, oh yeah, that's better, much better. Okay, so now is the meat pot. Okay, a little word about your meat. Very important, do not overhandle the meat when you're making the burgers, okay? This will give you tough burgers. The best way to do this is to gently fold everything together as easily as you can with minimal mixing. Okay, so now I'm just going to gently start squashing it all together. Very technical cooking term there. I learned it from my mom when I was a kid. Squash. Just squash it all up. So it begins with a little bit of squishing, and then I start actually more like almost like kneading, like if you're making bread dough. Does anybody other than me make bread anymore? Like by hand, not in a machine? I'm telling you guys, I love to cook. I'll cook anything. I'll bake. I love it. It's so fun. So I'm just kind of folding. You can see here, I'm not really like, you don't want to manhandle. This is not the kind of meat you manhandle. Are you having fun? I am. Okay. Here, like that's it. That's all the mixing you need. Just again, like you grab it and very gently form it into your patty. Like we don't need to go gangbusters here. Form it into the patty. Always go a little bit bigger and flatter because they are going to shrink up a bit. Okay, there you go. So fries, didn't set the timer. Probably should have. So ideally what you do, set the timer for 20 minutes, flip them, bake them for another 10, maybe 15 minutes tops, and they'll be done. That's it. So usually this is about the time that it's good to start preheating your grill. If you're gonna barbecue your burgers, I always do them in my cast iron pan. I always do them. At this point, I actually hand the meat over to my husband for him to cook the burgers, and then he can take all of the credit for all of the rest of dinner. Anybody else have a husband like that? Hello! So after, oh, my camera's jiggling again on the stand. Whatever. So yeah, after a short little intermission where I did not really accomplish much because, surprise! Guess who woke up from her nap? Right, Freya? This is Freya, my sweet little baby girl. Mwah. And she's gonna be helping me make the rest of dinner bites, aren't you, baby girl? One of my burger toppings is guacamole, and I thought, why not just share how I make my guac? So let's rock some guac, guys. Okay, so, Frey, how you doing? Oh, nobody can see you. And you're just so darn cute. Okay, is that better? Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so, I'm taking 3 avocados. Lime. I probably would add more lime than this, but I only have 1 lime. So if it comes down to it, I can just supplement with lemon. Yes, I have lemon. So whatever. Okay. We need the spoon. So we're going to get all of our guac into the bowl. And oh, right. My timer went off on the oven. Okay, let's scoop these into the bowl. Then we're going to flip our fries or wedges. Right. Oh, yeah, let's take the bacon first. A couple of those got pretty crispy. Okay, little boy, back up. Thank you. Good boy. Bean coming in the kitchen. Come. That's little boy. I don't know if you could see. No, probably not. He's blocked by the high chair. Little boy. He's our not little boy. He's a Bouvier Rottweiler cross. Little boy. Okay, so time to flip these bad boys over. Oh yeah, these are crisp enough. Nice. Yeah, look at, I'll see if I can, oh, hot. Look at that nice. Okay, so I'm gonna go over a little bit of the health benefits here. Okay, so potatoes do have some health benefits. They are a bit starchier, and so that's not ideal. But potatoes do have potassium and other awesome vitamins and minerals in them. The difference between when you make a potato wedge like this versus, say, for example, you buy McCain's crinkle cut frozen fries, you know, that kind of a thing. Those French fries have been so processed. There are so many other ingredients in there. It is not just French fries, okay? So they're very processed. And on top of that, the potato has already been mashed and mashed and mashed and then squished into the French fry shape. I know, right? Like, what a joke. That's not a fry. And the reason this is not good, I mean, aside from all of the other fake ingredients in there, don't even get me started on that. I'm fired up. I'm fired up right now. What happens with anytime you break down the potato, like you mash it, what happens is you're starting to actually break down the carbohydrates already. And when you eat those carbohydrates, they are that much faster to hit the bloodstream as glucose, which then right away starts signaling your body to like, whoa, we got a lot of glucose, like immediately, like this is a lot. We got to do something with this because it really spikes your blood sugar. Then your body starts kicking in with insulin from the pancreas, and because it's like, we need to put this sugar away. We don't need it right now. We're not doing anything with it. So it'll immediately start storing it as fat. Okay, so that's why it's better to make your potato wedges like this, where you're actually just chopping potatoes, because your body has to work a little bit to digest the carbohydrates, and therefore it's a little bit steadier when it hits your bloodstream. So you have less of that, you know, freak show response from your body. Okay, so these are gonna go back in to crisp up the other side on the bottom, but they are like almost done. They're looking beautiful. I'm gonna set the timer this time. 10 minutes should do it. Okay, now we've got our avo chopped, cause we're got the avo right on, bro. Now, juice of one lemon. The lemon. Oh, Fred, here. Want to come and see what Mommy's doing? Are you the cutest little baby scrub that his mommy ever saw? Okay. Yeah. Do you want to taste that? What do you think? She did a little... Okay, so... Got that. Like I said, I would probably add a little bit more lime if I had any, but we're gonna start and see how it tastes with one lime. Go from there. Okay. Oh, it's like a real cooking show. I just put it out of the frame and it's gone, right? You can't see it. It's so messy over here, but it looks beautiful. You'd never know. 3 avocados. They're kind of small, so I'm gonna say a half a teaspoon of salt will be plenty here. If I was going to add more, maybe like, I wouldn't even add a quarter teaspoon. If I was going to be adding any more, I would add like, heavens to Betsy. I would add maybe like 1/8 of a teaspoon at a time if I was gonna add more. Half a teaspoon, yeah. So I picked out a clove that looks like it'll be a good fit for 3 avocados, but I also went and got this one just so I could show you, like, I don't know if you can really tell, like, this is 1 clove of garlic right here. Let's crack this baby open. This is like the joy of making your own, of growing your own garlic. Like, look at that. That thing, that is massive. Perfect specimen. Well, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know if you like grade garlic in like fancy ways or not. Probably. Oh, probably. There's something like that for everyone. So, juice of a lime. The guacamole. All in there already. What did I do? Oh, I put my garlic press away. Yes. So during my little break there, my everything was cooking in the oven, and I had to go get Freya up from her nap. But so typically my burgers would already be cooking. Mind you, I could be doing that right now. Oh my gosh, I wasn't even thinking. I could just be cooking burgers right now as I'm making my guacamole. Okay, well, whatever. You live and learn. See? Whatever. We'll get this done and we'll get the burgers going. And so those can be cooking while I'm prepping up the rest of the toppings for the burgers. I kind of just got on the guacamole train because Freya actually really loves guacamole, and I know she's in a snacky, hungry mood right now, and I thought, oh, we'll get this made so that she has something to eat. Like, she just loves it. Like, the limier and garlickier, the better. She just eats it by the spoonful. So okay. That's good. Garlic is full of prebiotics. People don't really give prebiotics much thought. It's all like, well, probiotics. Do you take probiotics? I'm all about the probiotics, yeah. But really, prebiotics are, well, in some ways, almost more important. If you are not feeding the probiotics, because they need to eat in order to keep multiplying and survive, if you don't feed them, then they just die. So prebiotics are actually food for the probiotics. Onions and garlic, awesome. Anything that has a lot anything that has a lot of fiber in it usually will have good prebiotics as well. I shouldn't say that. That's not a fair assumption to make. Anyways, garlic. We're talking about garlic. Great for you. Good prebiotics. Okay, so I make my guacamole with a potato masher. So I've got my ingredients in it. That's it. Avocado, lime, salt, and garlic. And I'm just going to mash, mash, mash. Mash, mash, mash. We do the mash. The guacamash. We do the mash. The guacamole mash. We do the mash. It's a garlic smash. We do the mash. It's Halloween tomorrow. What can I say? So if you get this, or you are actually doing your cooking video, like, you know, at any other time of year, you're gonna be like, Stacey, are you high right now? No. Unfortunately not. Okay, so I usually get a good start on it with the potato masher. Why? You know what? It's not fair. Why does it have to just be called a potato masher? I'm just gonna call it the food masher. Okay, this was for our fries. It's good. Wiped the herbs off. So now I can just kind of get in there a little bit more. You know, I love cooking, but I would never cook I would never have like a food safe kitchen and cook for other people. And you know why? I got kids and dogs, and because I do things like this. Like, how is my guac? Oh, actually, that's bang on. Fray. Try this. So let's see if we can get her in here and see how much she likes it. Freya. See that? Do you see that reach? How is Dad for the baby? It's a win! Okay. Got the guac made, so this is good. We got some guac for the burgers and the baby. And for my 7-layer dip tomorrow. Okay, I'm back. Not a lot happened. I had to nurse my baby. Okay, so I've got some burgers in the pan. I have 2 pans going just so that I can cook them a lot faster. So I'm going to show you how I make the burger patties. All right. Oh, I should really have my apron on again. Whoops. Oh, well. So depending on how big of a burger you want to make, it's up to you. I've got some daddy burgers in there. I got some mommy burgers in there, and I got some Odin burgers in there. Oh, we haven't made a Fray burger yet. Oh, no, we have not. No. Freya's just freewheeling on the floor there. Okay, so I just grabbed my meat, and now I'm just going to, on my plate here, I'm just going to gently press it out into the patty shape. And I like to put a little bit of an indent in the middle. This kind of also helps with the, with anti-hockey pucking. So you see that indent? Yeah, nothing too crazy, but so I thought I would just finish getting the patties made so that then I can wash my hands and prep all my toppings. So with your burgers, of course, you don't want to cook them too hot. You want it, because otherwise what will happen is you'll end up burning on the outside and not be cooked on the inside. So I find like a medium-low type of a setting is really nice. You have time for the insides to get cooked before the outside gets too inedibly charred, you know, or where they dry out. You do not want your burgers to dry out. These burgers are delicious, moist, juicy, very full of flavor. You will not be disappointed. I promise. So anyways, there you have it. I mean, I could show you cooking the burgers all the way to the end, but I don't think I need to. Cook them for a bit on one side, flip them, cook them for a bit on the other side. So yeah, while the burgers are cooking, I'm just going to do my toppings. I've got some lettuce, onion, cheese. I forgot the tomatoes. Oh well. And our guacamole and our bacon. Assemble as desired. I also love ketchup, mustard, sometimes some barbecue sauce. Right, Frey? Right, girl? Mwah. Thanks for cooking with me. I hope you enjoy your meal. Have a great night. Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Love from Stacy.